Hello students, welcome to the steel structures class. Today we will be dealing with the types of loads. Under types of loads you have a first one, you have a dead load. You can find this dead load in your IS 875 part 2. So right, what is actually a dead load? Where you can find this? So sorry, this is part 1, right? Where is actually you can find this dead? The self weight of the structure itself known as the dead load. How it is called as a self weight? Means you have a structure like this. You have a structure. This is your slab and this is your slab. Here are your here are your columns, and here you can see your beams. What happened? The weight of the structure, the self weight of the structure itself known as the dead load. So there what happens? For example, the weight of the slab will go and fall on the beams. That will be transferred to the columns, and that will be transferred to the plinth beam, and that will be transferred to the substructure, that is footings, right? That is known as the dead load, right? Next one is the imposed load. Imposed load is nothing but under the imposed load you have a categorized load. One is live load, crane load, snow load, hydrostatic and earth pressure, and one more is horizontal loads on the parapet. So right, what is your live load? Live load means your furniture and human beings, whichever thing is moving from one place to another place at present, that is known as your live load. Crane load, where do you find this type of crane loads? When heavy structures are there you can find, when heavy structures are there in high-tech city, there you can see the number of stories are more than the 30 stories. So at there you can find the cranes. So that crane load, this all you can find in the IS 875 part 2. In that code book you can find. So here under the live load, what you will be getting? The human beings plus furniture and whatever the utensils, that are all the live loads. Next one is the crane load. Snow load, where do you can find this snow load? Where you can find this snow load? Snow loads you can find in, mostly snow loads are not considerable in our moderate temperature, and this snow load is considered wherever the snow is available, like Jammu and Kashmir area, there you can find this one. So this here, this snow loads are categorized in IS 875 part 4. So next one is hydrostatic and earth pressure. So what is nothing but the hydrostatic and earth pressure? So hydrostatic is nothing but the water forces, means whichever the structure you will be constructing in the water, that water forces and water pressures you have to calculate. And one more is the earth pressure. When you will be getting the earth pressure, you have studied this deeply in your geotechnical engineering. So earth pressure will get from the lateral forces. So here you will be constructing the retaining wall, there you will be having a backfilling, and your wall is getting pulled forward or the backward direction due to the earth filling. So this one also you can find the hydrostatic pressure, that you can find in IS 875 part 5. Next one is the horizontal loads on the parapet wall. right? Next one is the wind load. The wind load and wind direction which we will be taking mostly considering when airport is constructed and at the coastal regions. At the coastal regions, the wind load is taken into the consideration. There you can, this will be find out, this can be find out by using this terminologies and all the codes which are related to wind load that you can find in IS 875 part 3. Next one is the earthquake load. So next one is the earthquake load, where we will be taking the earthquake into the consideration. So in our areas where we are not that much prone to the earthquakes, so we won't give that much importance to the earthquake loads. Where comes to the Gujarat, where Gujarat is the frequently earthquake prone area, and Japan is also a frequently earthquake prone area. So in that, what they will do, they will consider the earthquake and seismic loads into the consideration, and they will design their structure according to that to resist that earthquake loads. Whatever their designs will be there, that designs will be made in consideration with earthquake load, right? This criteria and this all you can find in where IS 1893. And next one is the accidental loads, that are all sudden loads which apply, sudden loads, right? Next we will study the types of loads in broad, in this one. So right, next we will study briefly about the dead loads. So right, next we will study about the dead load briefly here, right? Unit weight of important building material. See here, whenever we will be designing any structure, that time we will be taking all the loads into the consideration. So at that moment, so different types of in future, in next videos we will be solving our numericals. So at that moment, this dead loads, whatever the unit weights are important for the calculation purpose. So here the asbestos sheets unit weight is 0.130 kilonewton per meter cube, and plain concrete unit weight is 24 kilonewton per meter cube. Reinforced concrete is 25 kilonewton per meter cube. So why we are considering all this? When the dead loads has been included, and dead loads will be multiplied whenever your design has to be done for the particular connections, right? Brick masonry is 20 kilonewton per meter cube, cement plaster is 20 kilonewton per meter cube, steel is 78.5 kilonewton per meter cube, granite stone masonry is 24 kilonewton per meter cube. Kindly remember all these unit weights of important building material for calculating the dead load. These are very important, right? Next we will study about the live loads, right? These are all the terms which has been given in your IS 875 part 2. There you can find all the live loads, right? So for living room, listen everyone, you people, most of the people you know, recently you have gone through your ETABS and StatPro also. In that you can find all these terms. In that you can find this all, what do you say, this IS 800 2007 and your RCC code also you can find. I hope you have found in your StatPro. There you will be having all these regulations, like living room will be having 2 kilonewton per meter square according to your IS 875 part 2. There you can find the live load. So see here, what happens when you build a structure here. Simply here you don't find a structure, yes we have constructed the structure, but here you will be having a n number of loads which are acting on your structure, like your live load, like your dead load. Dead load I have already told you, self weight of the structure, total self weight of the structure itself is known as the dead load. And here you will be having a earthquake load. Earthquake load will not be considered for all the areas. Frequently wherever the earthquake occurs, only that places will consider the earthquake and design according to them. One more is your snow load. Snow load in Telangana will not consider any snow loads. We'll consider this in the Jammu Kashmir, where in our India only there the snow load will be considered. One more is the wind load. So right here the wind load, where we will be considering mostly the wind load will be kept into the mind at coastal regions. And one more is the at the airport construction. In airport construction, wind load and windrows diagram also windrows diagram is also taken into the consideration whenever the airport structure has to be built, right? These types of the loads, snow load or rain load. So right here you can see all the fixed values, I mean according to the code book what are the values you can take for the live loads. First one, for living room you have 2 kilonewton per meter square. For kitchen you have 3 kilonewton per meter square. For drawing room you have 4 kilonewton per meter square. So what is nothing but a live load? Live load is human beings, wherever the movement will occur, even our furniture will also comes under the live load, because whenever we will do it a shifting or else that will also move accordingly. So that also comes under the live load. Next one, office, there you will be having a 2.5 kilonewton per meter square. For storerooms you will be having a 5 kilonewton per meter square. Wash areas you will be having a 2 kilonewton per meter square. Corridors and staircase you will have 3 kilonewton per meter square. And balconies you have a 4 kilonewton per meter square. So next I have written here load combinations. So load combinations means on one structure you have a n number of loads which are acting. N number of loads which are acting according to the different areas. So for designing that one we have a n number of combinations also. So right here one combination is 1.2 into dead load plus 1.6 into live load. So in numericals, whenever we are solving the numericals, we mostly take this one in consideration. Next one is 1.2 into dead load plus, here it is a earthquake load plus 0.2 into snow loads. So this part sometimes we will consider only this loads when snow load is negligible, right? Next one is 1.2 into dead load plus 1.6 into snow load or rain load. So here 0.9 into dead load plus 1.0 wind load. So kindly make a note of this combination of loads. This I will be asking you for the 2 marks. Question, the combination of load, right? These are all loads you can find in your StatPro software. According to this only you have to design whatever the structure is there. Next we will study about the connections. Right? Next we will study about the connections. You have 3 types of connections in the market. First one is the riveted connection. Second one is the bolted connection. Third one is the welded connection. Right? So here nowadays riveted connection is not followed that much in the market. So we will be mostly going with the bolted connection and the welded connection. So right, what is actually a riveted connection? So rivet is nothing but a see here, this type of I hope you all can see this figure. So right, this is known as the rivet is nothing but a pin manufactured with a head and the shank. Here you will be having a head, plain head, and here you will be having a shank. So what they will be doing, they usually here if they are inserting the rivet, what they will be doing from the top, they used to insert this one, and at the bottom also they used to hammer it. So from the two sides it will be getting fixed. That is nothing but the rivet connection. And next one, most important connection is bolted connection. So bolted connection, here what you will be having, bolted connection you will be having a right, like this you will be having a shank portion, sorry, this is head, this is shank, and this is threaded portion. So what happens whenever you will use the bolted connection, at that moment it will be having a threaded one, fully threaded or halfly threaded, that will be closed by using the nut at the bottom. Thus that can be dismantled easily and transported to one more place. So right, that for that purpose only bolted connection will be taken into consideration. And next one is the welded connection. In the welded connection, what we will be doing in welded connection, for example here one plate is there, here one more plate is there, so this both will be joined using the welding. These both will be joined with each other using the welding, that is known as the welded connection. Now in our syllabus, according to our syllabus, we are not using the riveted connections. So according to our syllabus, first unit, under that first part is your bolted connection. So right, we'll study briefly about the bolted connection. So right, under the bolted connections you have two types of joints. One is lap joint, another one is butt joint. Right, first we will study about the lap joint. So here you have one steel plate, This is called a bolted, so this is called a lap joint. Here you people can see here, it is called a, for example, this is one plate and this is one plate. Here they both are getting overlap. So for that purpose, here this is known as the lap joint. So lap joint we will be doing by using the bolt, right? Here this portion here, whatever the portion you have, that is known as this shank portion. This we will study briefly, right? This is lap joint. So see here, next one is your butt joint. Next one is your butt joint. Under butt joint you have single cover butt joint, B-bit, double cover, so right, see here, here is your plate and one more plate is here. Those both are joined by using the single cover. These are your connections. Right, this is known as the single cover butt joint. And one more here you can see, means here we are getting both at like this, and here we are keeping like this. This is known as the single cover butt joint. And next, so right, this is your double cover butt joint. So right, here you can see the cover on top and cover on the bottom. So that has been joined by using the bolts. So in this unit we will be solving the bolted connection problems by efficiency of lap joint and the butt joint only, right? Please kindly take down in your notes. Right, whenever the connection is done, whenever the bolted connection or any connection, in that you have some terms called the distance between both the bolts, that is known as the pitch distance. This distance recommendations also be given in your IS 800, and this is known as the distance like this one in this direction, that is known as the gauge distance, and from the end of the plate to the bolt which you have given, that distance is known as the end distance or edge distance. The both are the same, end distance or edge distance. So see here, whenever your plate is pulled in a both opposite direction, at that moment you will be having there is a generation of three terms. One is shearing, one more is bearing, and third one is tearing or tension. So right, in these bolted connections we will design our bolted connection in keeping view of and whatever the problems you will be solving based upon these three conditions only. The mostly the bolted connections will be designed up to the bearing only, right? Tension members will considered and tension members will comes into the picture whenever the plate comes into the tearing condition. So right, shearing is nothing but your bolted will be in the will cuts into the like this is your plane and this is your bolt, that will there changes their places. When comes to the bearing, what happens, your bolt will be in a same place but it starts changing its shape. So right, these are the three conditions. According to these three conditions only, according to these terms only, we will be designing our whichever the connection is given, and the efficiency will be comes from these three only, and the value from these three, the least value will be considered for designing of connection, right? This we will discuss very briefly in our next lecture. So kindly prepare the notes. We will solve the numericals from the next lecture. Before solving the problems, I will give all the formulas related to this one and the page numbers which are available in the code book. So I request kindly follow the code book while watching the steel structures notes. In this, what we have studied today, we have studied the types of loads. Briefly we have studied, and second one what we have studied, load combinations. Third one we have studied regarding connections. Under the connections you have bolted, rivet, bolted, welded, right? Next we have studied about the design parameters. We just studied shortly, right? Next we have studied about the parameters which are available which are used in the solving of your problem. In this next lecture we will be solving the numericals. Before that I will give all the formulas which are going to useful in your numerical solving. So right, from next lecture kindly use the IS 800 2007 plus your steel tables by Birla Publications. Why I am saying only Birla Publications is not because in Birla Publication you have clear values, you can find it very clearly. So whenever we are solving the problems, I will be giving you the assignment and for solving the problems. So at that moment I request everyone to use IS 800 2007. So right, from next lecture it is very important to use this one. So this is all for today. So kindly follow and do watch the video and may prepare the notes. This is our second lecture. In third lecture we will be solving all the numericals using our IS 800 2007 all bolted connection problems. So right, this is all for today. Thank you so much.